Well, everybody, it's your boy, Goosebumps Jen here, back with another video. You know what, guys. Anyways, guys, I'm doing a first review of the Goosebumps Give Yourself series right now. It's a long time coming. Beware the Peanut Butter review, book 6. Let me read the story, the back of it for you guys, okay? Your aunt and uncle told you to stay out of the basement, so of course you check it out. That's where you find a dusty old refrigerator. In the fridge, there are 2 containers. One is filled with purple goop, and it smells just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The other holds a piece of chocolate cake. Your stomach is growling, and if you eat the purple goop, you start shrinking. Pretty soon, you're battling it out with a giant monster. Again, a mouse. If you choose the cake, you grow into a tall giant. Now you're trying to escape from the police who have convinced that you're a mutant alien. So, for anyone who wants to know, I like this book. I read it. The way you're supposed to read the book, actually, is choose your own page and shit. When I came to it, some background story. Your parents are going to Europe, and you're staying with your cousin, your aunt and uncle, and you have 2 cousins. One's a cousin named, I believe, Bert, if I remember correctly. No, Barney is your cousin, and he's 1 year older than you. And then she has another cousin, Dora, who's a little girl, and Dora's like a little tiny tattletale bitch girl, and Barney's a bully. And he even though he's 1 year younger than you, older than you, and a little bit taller than you, he beats you up every single time. This was a great book. I loved it. Basically, he beats on you, and you do one day to escape one of his beatings, or the game hide and seek, where he punches you in the face if you lose, or punches you if you get found. You go into the basement and you have to eat. You find here's what happens. You could eat the cake, which you get you bigger. You can take a taste of the purple peanut butter. I chose the purple peanut butter and I shrank. So basically from that, you keep shrinking throughout the day, to the point where the next day you shrink so small that they can't even hear you. And the aunt and uncle have already gotten rid of the refrigerator and taken it to the dump, the local dump in the town. So you have to now make your way to the dump if you're small. In the book, so long story short, you and your cousins are watching TV. And you try to get their attention. The other cousin leaves the room. The younger cousin, the sister, or the little girl, Dora, leaves the room. Yeah, I think her name is Dora. Yep, Dora leaves the room. And you follow her and try to get her attention while she's doing makeup. And you end up getting her attention, but she thinks you're a bug, and she flings you, and you fall into the drain of the sink, and you get washed into the drain, where you get caught, where you find find a popsicle stick as a boat, and when you get to a choice where you can either go over this waterfall, or go into this area where these water bugs are. Okay, if anyone know what a water bug is, they are not pretty. They are actually disgusting little fucks. Okay, but in this game, in this book, I actually learned to like them. So you go to, and all of a sudden, I chose to go where the water bugs are, since, the waterfall, you probably would have died. So I decided to go to paddle to where the water bugs are. To your horror, your character's horror, one of the water bugs starts to swim towards you, and it gets onto your raft, and you think it's gonna eat you, and then it kind of rubs up against your arm, like it likes you. So you give it a pet, and why not? You hop on it, and you fly out of the drain. and you end up you're flown all the way up into the air until you can see all over the town until you see the dump, and you fly just in the fly things in the I think you land and the water bug drops you, or you land and you basically wave the water bug goodbye, and that was it. And then you search all around for the thing, and there's a lizard that you think it's gonna try to eat you, but really it's not. It's after another animal, and which that lizard will come into play later, because I will explain something. I'll tell you something interesting. So you get into their thing, and when you get there, you finally find the refrigerator, and the only problem is getting up to the refrigerator itself. The door's open. So what you have to do is you find a bobby pin and some string, which to that would be like a rope, and you were able to hook yourself onto the refrigerator, and you climb up it finally just in time. And when you get in, the cake is gone, but what is left of the cake is a crumb and an ice cream, and I believe a piece of crumb and a sliver of icing. Here, there we go. Let me get to that page there is. Okay, so if you try the icing, I tried the icing as my ending, is what I tried to do. Okay, when you get to it, you either can take the crumb or the icing. And I tried the icing. So what happens when you try the icing is, I'll read it to you. Okay. You bend down and look up the smear of icing on then you wait. At first nothing happens, then your arms start to ache and your mouth feels strange. Then things happening to you. You watch as the refrigerator appears to grow smaller. You're growing. It's working. You hop out of the refrigerator as you do, and then the lizard hops out of the refrigerator as you do. The lizard hops in the refrigerator and climbs up to the cake box and gobbles up the crumb of cake. You turn to head back for your uncle's house. Then you hear a crash behind you. You glance back to see the lizard completely fills the refrigerator. The crumb made it grow too. And it says turn to page 55, which I will do right now, which I did do when I read the book. Okay. This is by far my favorite ending of the two, okay? The lizard slithers out of the refrigerator. It's already as big as a Great Dane. It starts to follow you. Terrified, you start to run, but it steps in front of you. Back, you tell it, get back. You search frantically for something to use as a weapon. Just as you reach out to grab a rusty car door, the lizard turns out its head toward you, and its long tongue darts out. But instead of trying to chomp on you, it licks your hand. It wags its tail, long skinny tail. It isn't going to eat you. It likes you. The lizard follows you all the way home. It's very friendly. You discover it really likes it to play fetch. You can't help noticing, though, that every time it comes back with the stick you've thrown, it has grown a little bigger. By the time you reach your aunt and uncle's house, the lizard is the size of an elephant. Hey, wimp, Barney calls out. Barney's a big fat bully, as well as a jerk. Calls out from the porch. Where have you been? Suddenly his eyes widen and his mouth drops open. He's just noticed your new pet dinosaur. The lizard hisses at your cousin. You put the scaly back, easy boy. You say smoothing, well, what's that? Barney stammers. You smile at him sweetly. Barney, meet my new bodyguard. So basically, the ending I chose where that lizard's gonna probably, if your fucking if your cousin's gonna fuck with me no more, because that lizard's gonna kill him if he tries to do anything. So also, that'd be an amazing pet. A giant lizard as a pet, that's amazing. That's it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, guys.